It's so weird. Today is March 1st. This is our first YouTube video. Oh my god, and it's so weird to see us on camera together, huh? Because we never kind of like filmed a serious video. It's always like family stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Diana and this is my husband Jerome, and we started a podcast called Grow a Pair, and we figured we'd start YouTube videos just to branch off because some people like to listen to podcasts and others like to be more personal and just watch a video, right?
Yeah, I don't know, I guess it's just kind of just doing something different, right?
Yeah, trying something different, getting out of our comfort zone, stuff like that. It's just so funny.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's just funny. I think it's nice to do something with you too,
Yeah, it is.
like have something for the both of us.
Something to sit back and...
Look back at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So today we're just gonna talk about ourselves.
What kind of piggybacking on...
Like
one
what
of the
we
things
already
that
made.
what we kind of talked about before.
So kind of like our love story, how we met, and just about us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to start with how we met?
Well, we could do like a story leading
We
up
got
to
we got to
it,
warm him up on camera. I'm usually the one that's shy, right?
I mean, I'm not shy. I'm just like,
I know.
yeah, like...
You're like whatever.
God, yeah, I am.
So
No,
yeah, he's usually
so
the chatty one.
I guess the way I could start this off is I met you when I was a recruiter,
Yeah.
a Marine recruiter, and the funny part about the story is I met her in Buffalo, New York, and I really wasn't even supposed to be in Buffalo, New York,
Yeah.
but for some reason I ended up in Buffalo, New York.
He's called it voluntold, right?
Yeah,
It was like a volunteer, but voluntold because he
Yes.
didn't have a choice.
exactly, and my first year, I was just like, well, what the hell am I doing here? Like, why am I here?
He didn't even know what Buffalo was, right?
Yeah, I never really cared for upstate New York. Like, I mean,
He's from New York City.
It's funny how people be like, oh, upstate New York is New York. No, the hell it's not. I think upstate New York is Canada.
Don't say that.
No, I'm just being real. Like, I think upstate New
I'm
York
from
is
Buffalo,
Canada.
New York, so I'm like, dude,
But
we're
it's-
New York.
It's my personal opinion, so no one don't
Yeah.
freaking put my balls in the dirt
Yeah,
because I
don't
said
drag 'em.
Buffalo is
A lot
should
of
be
people from
considered
New
part
York
of-
City will probably agree with you, though.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I wasn't supposed to end up in New York, and I ended up in New York. A year later, I'm like, well, what am I doing here? Like, I hate it here. Like, it's nothing here for me to do. I was only going out partying, drinking, doing the same bullshit.
Right.
And one day, I had a long day, and my fellow recruiter was like, hey, like, we just need to go out.
We met
Like,
by fate.
yeah,
kind
like
of.
we just need to go out. Well, at the time, she had a somewhat boyfriend, and they had a fight. She ended up
No,
going
we broke
out.
up. We were long broke up.
Well, she ended up going out with her friend, and
Yeah.
I ended up going out to get drunk.
And I was actually in AA classes. I wasn't even supposed to be out.
Well, I wanted to go get drunk. I wanted to get fucked up.
I wasn't.
Well, anyway, she ended up being there, and my homeboy at the time, he wanted her friend's number.
And she wanted his number,
So
and
I
she was
like,
all
"Alright."
shy.
I was like, all right, cool, like whatever, So then she reached over to me. She was like, hey, like my girl wants your boy's number.
I reached over to Jerome because
Yeah.
my friend was too shy, and I was like, my friend wants your number.
And I was like, who this little sexy thing?
No, he didn't.
Well, I was saying that to myself. I
Yeah.
was like, who's that little sexy thing in this moccasins? She was tore up too. I thought she looked
Said
good.
I was Torah.
I mean, like tore up. I mean,
You mean I wasn't trying?
Well, yeah, you didn't give a damn.
Yeah,
Like,
I was in jeans, a tank top,
You
and
looked like you was
moccasins.
going to the corner store.
Yeah, I was.
But anyway, I was just kind of like, man, like I need to know this chick, like like it wasn't even anything behind it. I was just like, man, like for her to just come to the club and just look like that, like,
She doesn't give a shit.
and I was looking at her like, wow, like she's really pretty, like aside from that, right? Anyway, a couple of days went by, and I kept on trying to reach out to her, and her friend was like cock blocking. Her friend was like, yeah, she works all the time.
Yeah, she was
don't have no
lying.
time."
I don't know if she wanted him for
And-
herself.
And anyway,
I'm just joking.
We ended up talking, and we had like this thing called Italian Fest, we were supposed to be at, and I was like, yeah. So anyway, we had this thing called Italian Fest, and I was like, hey, you meet me at Italian Fest, like, I might go ahead and kind of go out my way, because at that point she didn't really seem like she really gave a damn, right?
Yeah.
Which I really didn't either, because I was kind of just living my life, right? So anyway, she came to the Italian Fest, had on this little tight little dress with these pumps on. I mean, I'm talking about.
It was a mini bodycon dress, and some heels. There were wedges. You could walk in wedges pretty easily.
It wasn't even that. It was the dress, girl. But anyway, I was like, man, I was
giving him a teaser.
I was like, yo, that's what's up. So then later on, I was like, hey, like, what was it? Like, I meet you. I was like, I meet up with you at like 10:30. I think it was that night.
Yeah, that night. He didn't come in no time. I was wasted when he came.
I was like, yo, check this out. I was like, she was messing with me the whole time. So I'm going to show up like 30 minutes, 40 minutes late.
No, you showed up like 3 hours late. Because I was already hammered.
I wanted to see if she was going to be still there. Sure enough, she was still there. So I was like, okay, I might have me a friend. Mm-hmm. I might have me a cool friend after all. So then,
a cool friend.
We ended up kicking it, and we ended up, I think the best part about our relationship is
it was chill.
Well, when we was trying to get to know each other, it wasn't about, man, like this girl, or
I need to have this relationship,
it
or you need to be my husband overnight.
Yeah, it wasn't like
a fascination.
Like, man,
I don't know.
Like, man, I want to hit this. Like, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. Like, it was just more like...
I'm not going to say it on camera.
No, it was more like, yo, she's cool. Like, yeah. I wouldn't mind having someone to come over, play video games with me.
I think it's because you always said to me, I reminded you a younger version of yourself.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And I was like, man...
And at the time, I was going through a lot. I was just getting out of AA. I needed somebody in my life that was... Jerome was a little bit older than me. He was wiser than me. He kind of went through the stuff that I was going through. So it was kind of like a good friendship, and he was there for me,
Yeah.
And it just built on that.
Yeah, I think it came down to... I really just wanted someone... I was going through a lot myself, as a recruiter, Like, I mean, we was doing dumb shit. Mm-hmm. Every single day we was doing dumb shit. Like, if a recruiter didn't have his numbers, the other recruiters fucking paid for it, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, like this is really, like, I have someone to actually talk to, someone to conversate with, like, and it was just that type of friendship, right?
I think the good thing about our relationship, though, is that we got everything out on the table when we first started dating. It wasn't like a honeymoon phase. It was more like, this is me, accept it or leave it.
Yeah, because the average relationship starts off with everything is peaches and cream, like everything. That, like that first 3-4 months, everything's, or even like that year, all good, like, right?
There's no fight. Like,
oh my god, like, I'm so glad that I met him or her. But with us, it was like,
this is me. This is my baggage. Here you go.
Yeah, if you don't like me, like that's it. Like we could cut ties.
We were both kind of like, there's the door. If you don't fucking like.
I think that was the great thing that really brought us together on a whole, right? And I think that that's why, like, even throughout the rough times, I think it's always kept us together, because we never started a relationship based on infatuation. I thought you looked great, or you look good.
Of course, me too.
But it was never like that. It was more like, wow, like, I have this good looking girl and she's my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like
wow, she's cool. She's someone I can turn to and trust.
Like, it wasn't more, it wasn't like, oh man, I got this good looking girl and, like, I like to do this and I like to do that.
Which we even took a break in the beginning too, because there was a lot going on in your life. And I think at that point is where we kind of realized we did, like, love each other,
Yeah. And I think that's what really it came down to, but it was crazy, like, how we met, because I wasn't supposed to be in Buffalo, and, like,
I wasn't supposed to be out.
Well, you always years before I even came there, you always envisioned, like,
not being there, yeah.
Like, I just don't see myself living here. Like,
I always envisioned being in a place that was warmer, palm trees, just not in Buffalo, like something completely different. More family oriented. I always wanted kids, and I always envisioned that for myself.
And it wasn't like she don't like where she came from.
No, I want to move back. Right? Yeah.
But it was just I
had a lot of bad stuff at the time.
I think I correct me if I'm wrong. I think what she was basically saying, like, she didn't really see herself being with someone that was from Buffalo.
Yeah, I
Like,
envisioned myself like
she-
starting a family somewhere else, and then like now how we eventually want to like get a summer home there and move back because
Yeah.
there's family there that I do miss and friends. But at the time, I needed to get away, you know, in order to grow as a person.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it came down to. It came down
Yeah.
to where it was like, it was just ironic how we met, because
It
like
shouldn't
even
have
with
happened.
me, I wasn't even supposed to be a recruiter in Buffalo. I was supposed to be a recruiter in Flatbush, New York.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was from. I was actually from Queens, but Brooklyn is just on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's where I was slated to be. And it
Yeah.
was just crazy because a week before I left Cali,
Mm-hmm.
graduate recruiting school, they called me in the office. I was the only person that they called in the office, which was crazy.
That's funny.
Like, I mean,
and I don't think I said this in the last podcast. I used to pray because I was going through such a rough time and such a shitty relationship. Like the guy I was with was kind of like obsessed with me, and he was like really manipulative and like was messing up my life on purpose. So I like really prayed, and like even my friends around me were like just used me. So I really prayed for someone to come into my life because at that time I just really wanted someone to love and to love me back, and just to start a family. Like not then, but like a few years down the road, I just wanted some stability, and
Yeah.
you came, and it was just weird because I stiffed him. I didn't even think like this guy would be my soulmate or my twin flame.
I think what was even great about with us is because like, it's crazy because like I was there for a year,
Yeah.
right? And the whole year,
You're like, why am I here?
no, the whole year, I went through a lot of depression that first year, right? But the funny thing is, like, right when I met you, is when I really needed someone the most.
Me too.
Because at that point,
Because I was going through outpatient
Well,
rehab at the time too, and I'm like, man, like I wish I had somebody in my corner.
well, at that point, we just had so much going on.
Yeah.
It was so many things that was going on
In both of our lives.
recruiting wise. Like, I mean, it was
Yeah, that was a dark time.
I
I can't even believe we built a relationship off of that time.
It was a lot of games, like so.
Like we were in a relationship, but it was like a marriage because I barely seen him. He worked all the time. Like I would be going on dates by myself.
Yeah.
But I was like committed because I really needed him, and like I said, it was like a friendship. It was like, I don't know. He was like the first person to be in my corner.
Yeah, and I mean the same thing with me because I didn't really have anyone that was there. I didn't really, I think that was so dark for me because if I wasn't partying and drinking, I remember going home to my empty apartment.
Yeah, you said you would sleep on the floor.
And I would
sometimes.
just, I wouldn't even want to go to bed. Like I would just sleep on. Well, one of the biggest reasons why is because as soon as I came home, it was time for me to turn around and go back out. So it was like.
And when I met Jerome, he had a lot of anger issues, and I feel like it's funny. He's an Aquarius, I'm a Virgo, and they say we're not compatible at all. But I feel like the differences between us balance us out. Like I calm him down, and he kind of pushes me out of my element. Like you're more ambitious, and like I don't know, you make me a different person, and I make you a different person. And I think that's what's so great about our relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just finding a balance. Like and this is my personal opinion. Everyone out there could have, I'm sure probably 1,000 different opinions. Me personally, I feel like when you with somebody, you want someone to balance you out.
Yeah, you don't want to be the
Right?
same.
You don't want to either be the same.
Like if it works for you, it works.
Yeah.
But
You want that balance because
Yeah.
it's like it's that person is able to give and take, you know what I mean, when
Yeah.
need to, you know what I mean, like it's like if he or she gets out of line, that person is there
or
to be
you
like,
just push me out of my comfort zone,
Yeah,
like
that's
things I
another thing.
wouldn't normally do. Like he motivates me to do it, like starting a business, or like he's like my hype boy, like yeah, you should do it. And I'm like the person that's just more like calms him down, and I don't know, we just balance each other out in a weird way.
yeah. And it's just crazy because I never thought that I would find the female version of me.
Yeah.
Right. So everything that I grew up going through,
Yeah.
I never really had anyone to really help me and
Yeah.
like be like, hey, like what are you doing? Like it shouldn't you shouldn't be doing it this way. Like it's wrong. Like you should really you're worth more than that.
See, and
I
I'm
didn't
more
really
like,
have anyone
yeah, I'm
telling
more
me
like
that.
go with the flow, and I'm like, hey, like I got your back. Like I trust you 100%. Like if this is something you want to do it. Like I never second guess him.
Yeah, and I think that it was crazy. Like when we met, it's like I found all of that, which it. And you're gonna hear me constantly say it's crazy because it was like I sit back even now and I think, like, wow, like she reminded me of me. We had basically the same personality.
Yeah, we had so many people screw us over.
It didn't start off where I was infatuated, like it was crazy, like, because
we're both good looking. I know.
Like
not sounding conceited like that, but you know what I mean. We're both like attracted to each other, but it's not like it didn't come off of that. You know?
It wasn't about
like we're both good looking. That's not how I meant it.
It was more about like wow, like I need you, you know, you need me, and it was like, listen, like we're gonna be there for each other.
It was like looks aside, yes.
And if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. Like, and you know, it's just crazy, like how, and I think that's what really strengthened us on a whole.
Yeah,
you know,
it was definitely a different. Like I never had any relationship like that before.
Yeah, I think
it's always off of like, you know, attraction or
I mean, I'm not gonna say that it wasn't like we became friends obviously because of an attraction, right?
Of course, yes.
But it wasn't
solely
it wasn't the carnality. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't the carnality in my head or even your head. Like we wasn't thinking carnal thoughts to where it was like, man, like, you know, I like to bend her over, and it wasn't like that. It was more like, wow, like we connect really well. Like I always wanted dinner dates, right? But I always hated going on actual dinner dates, like, you know, with a girl that like you're trying to get to like know like that. Yeah. I just wanted to just go out with someone
and get him in the bedroom,
just of the opposite sex, but wasn't anything there. Like it wasn't like it. I guess what I'm trying to say
was
was
the first relationship where it was a friendship.
I really just wanted just a connection, like someone to just talk to and just and it's crazy because I never thought that I would
have a relationship.
No, I never thought that I would be like that growing up. You know what I mean? Because I was just I guess at the time I was a dirtbag.
I think everybody goes through their player stages. If you say you don't, then I don't know.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't learn from their mistakes. You know, I was one of the fortunate ones that I learned from my mistakes, and at the end of the day, I could honestly say, you know, when it comes to my marriage and my relationship with you, I have tunnel vision.
That's
you know,
one
like
thing
I might see someone and I might be like, oh yeah, she looks good, but I don't have anything in my head directed to that person. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
it's not like I need that. Yeah.
Well, I don't care for it. You know what I mean? Like I think
that's one thing that's also, I keep saying I think that's one thing. That's another thing that is so good about our relationship is when we first started it, we were like, there's two things that is a no-go for me. That's cheating and lying. And he agreed with me, and that was it, right?
Well, yeah, because I don't know.
I told him my background of why I don't like cheating and lying, and he kind of told me his background of how he used to be a player and blah blah blah.
Well, I think
we built something off of that as well, right?
I see what it is I learn from other people, and I think being in the military,
like if you want to cheat on me or lie to me, then just break up with me.
Well, I think being in the military, and I'm not saying that this happens all the time in the military, but I would say around the people that I was around, it happened 90% of the times, and I would constantly see failed marriages or failed relationships, and I think over the years, seeing so many families get broken up or so many people get brokenhearted, whether it's the man or the female, I think I finally just got to that point where I was like, man, like, you know, the next person that I really, really connect with and I'm really trying to get to know, like, you know, I know how my ducks are lined up. You know what I mean? And I think that I really just wanted to just, I'm glad I had gotten everything out of my system at that point.
Me too.
You know, because I feel like
our relationship is really rare to come by.
But you know, some people never get that stuff out of their system. Yeah. You know, and I'm just really blessed, and I think
we're on the same head level. We have the same morals, right? Yeah. Like I don't know. We're just really blessed.
I think when it comes to, you know, I really thank the man upstairs every day, you know, for helping me grow up at the time that I grew up. Instead of some people, you know, to be like, yeah, that one that got away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like
we're
I let
not
that
gonna,
one get
yeah.
away, because that
Yeah.
one got away is right here.
Oh.
You know, so I mean, that's just the way how I feel.
Yeah.
You know? But we just figured that we'll start off this first podcast based on just
Our
us and how
morals
we
and
met.
how we met,
You know, and
us as a couple.
and you know, like, just furthermore, you know, like, we named the podcast Grow Up Here,
Yeah.
right? Because we really just feel like it's so many topics out there that,
People are just afraid to speak about.
yeah, it's like they want to speak about it,
But they sugarcoat it.
they sugarcoat it, and obviously they sugarcoat it because it's like, oh, I want subscribers, or I want people to follow.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm speaking for me, I think for me it's more like, hey, this is how I feel, and it's really just, to me, it's just really a hobby for me. Like, it's something that I just felt like, wow, you know, it may be one or two people that might think just like us, you know, and for the one or two people that might think like us, hey,
For
you
me,
know,
it's a journey for me to really grow a pair, because I don't like to sugarcoat stuff, but I'm afraid to hurt people's feelings. And Jerome is always like, fuck that. So for me, it's literally growing a pair.
Well,
And this platform is helping me speak what's on my
well,
mind.
I think with me is I always looked at it like, I would rather someone just be realistic with
Yeah.
me, and I would rather my feelings be hurt now, and I know exactly how that person feels or how the situation really is, instead of someone telling me XYZ, but
I
then
get
behind
it.
my back, they're
I get it, but I
doing
think as a
something else.
woman, I feel like people get so offended, and they could personally attack women easier than they could attack you. Like, if you say something, you're like, I said it and that's it. And nobody questions it. But when I do it, and I think it's because I'm a little bit kind-hearted, it's like I get attacked, you know? For me, this platform is for me to grow a pair. I'm just going to say what I have to say and show my personality and just do it. You know?
It's funny because 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I went on Twitter and I seen a comment on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it literally stuck in my head, and it's based on what I was just saying, like how I speak my mind. And the person said, wow, like, we grew up in the era of South Park and Beavis and Butthead, but yet still people are butthurt.
That is so true.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, because that was so vulgar, and yeah, because people are so babyish
it's
nowadays.
Everyone's so touchy.
Yeah, everybody's skin is so close, and that's why I'm so afraid to speak what's on my mind or just say something to offend somebody, because everybody gets offended because their blood is so close to their skin. But that is so true.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I never
Because
thought about
everything was so, it would be anything on race, on politics, they would just go ham on it.
Yeah, I never thought
And
about.
nobody said anything
Yeah,
about
I never
it.
thought about. I
Why?
really
'Cause
did
it's a
grow up in South
cartoon?
Park and Beavis and Butthead,
That is so funny.
and yet still you have all these individuals. That's
Do you
like,
guys get
oh my
that? Do you guys get
God,
what he's
like-
saying though? Like, they go ham on
Like,
religion,
they never
race.
gave a fuck.
Yeah, and then we'll just be sitting there laughing, or you'd be like, "Wow, that's a little fucked up," but you don't say nothing about it.
But that's my point. Like, but yet still, like, in 2021, it's like,
Well, Gen Z, and I'm sorry if you're Gen Z, but I do think that that generation is a little sensitive, right?
well, I think it goes back to the more life becomes easier,
That's true.
the more people are going to.
So you can't blame
bitch.
it on Gen Z. You
Yeah,
just have
you
to blame
can't.
it on how the way that they're raised.
Yeah, I feel like the like, you know,
Because I
back
have
in
a
the,
lot of Gen Z friends. I don't think I'm coming for Gen Z.
it's like back in the day. It's like we always go back and forth with the TV, right? And you're like, well, the color seems off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I grew up where it was black and white TV. You know,
Yeah.
color TV was just now, like, kind of coming into existence, right?
Yeah. You sound
it's
old,
yeah, I know I
not
sound
old.
old as shit, right? But no, I'm not. But, you know, it's like I kind of grew up with black and white TV, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the TV could be black and white, and I'm like, shit, as long as I can see the picture, I'm happy.
I hate that.
Right?
He'll watch some bootleg ass movies, and I'm like, how the fuck are you watching this?
But what and that
And he's
brings,
like, well, I didn't grow up with a gold spoon like you.
but that just goes to show why people
That
complain
makes
and
sense.
why people bitch all the time.
Well,
It's because
this
the easier
platform-
life becomes.
Yeah, this platform, if you have thin skin and you get offended easily, just don't fucking come
But
on here,
it-
because we'll end up disabling the comments
Yeah,
if
'cause-
there's any of that. 'Cause
Well, I mean,
it's-
I really feel like you
Yeah.
should, because I really.
well, I do want to hear other people's opinions and stuff, of course, like, but there's no like drama, right? This is like a
I
happy,
don't- yeah,
peaceful
I
platform.
just really just feel like, like I'm gonna clear it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to create this because following or people, just turning into something. I didn't really care about that. Like,
Yeah.
I really just felt like I had valid opinions.
like we're probably talking to ourselves right now. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, right? But we had valid opinions and valid things that we felt like a lot of people don't talk about.
And we wanted
you
the
know?
bonding time. I feel like
And
this is
we
just
felt
good.
like, wow,
Yeah.
like start a podcast
Yeah.
/ channel and just fucking ramble.
Yeah,
Right?
just talk because we always talk on a normal daily basis. So we're like, why not start a podcast? And then from there, it was like, let's just post the video so we can just have something together.
We're going to talk about things like relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into politics. We'll
I hate
get
talking about
into-
politics.
Well, I mean, politics is a big thing because
I
there's a
know.
lot of things that a lot of people aren't looking at simple, stupid,
Yeah.
and breaking down for themselves. You know, like, for instance, like this coronavirus shot. Like, why the hell does 3 presidents have to go on national TV to take the damn coronavirus shot so everyone
This
could
is my
feel like
chance to
it's
grow a
okay?
pair.
It's okay for us to take the shot. Why does 3 presidents have to go and validate that the shot is safe? I mean, that's
don't.
just me. I'm just thinking
Okay, let's
simple,
not
stupid,
get into
right?
it right now.
But anyway, yeah, that's kind of like things like what we're going to actually talk about.
Yeah,
We're going to hit on.
politics, conspiracy theories, because we have a lot of those.
Yeah, we do.
And I guess the relationship advice too would be good ones.
Yeah,
We're just gonna do
well,
it
it's not
as
even
we go.
relationship advice.
No,
'cause,
yeah.
I think
We're
it's just
not
really just our
professionals.
thoughts and what we have been through and what has really helped us.
Disclaimer:
You know.
if I say things the wrong way, don't take it the wrong way, because I just
I don't think no one would
Yeah,
take
cares.
that. I mean, I wouldn't say care. I don't think no one would take it like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because there's a bunch of YouTubers I see
Yeah.
or people talking about, they have no fucking idea what
I
they're
have a
talking
really small
about.
vocabulary, so sometimes I'm trying to get a point across, and it doesn't come across the way I try to. Because sometimes you get aggravated. You're like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's all good. I feel like
Just
at
say
some
it.
point,
Just speak your
everyone
damn
has a
mind.
valid point. It's
Yeah.
just the way how you come across and you say
just gotta
things.
explain it a
it's
little
just-
more.
That's all. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to post Monday, Wednesday,
And
Friday.
yeah.
And just to start off, just see where it goes. But we're gonna definitely stay consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. That's something that
And try our best.
that's something that I definitely feel like
Because we do have 2 kids. I don't know if you guys know that, but we do have 2 kids as well. So
Yeah, so I mean, we're definitely gonna, be consistent, and we're gonna do 3 days a week, and see where it goes, But you could definitely look forward to, us posting a video,
Yeah.
3 days a week. Okay. Anything else you want to share?
No.
Our first video.
I know, it's so weird. I keep looking like at ourselves
so weird.
instead of like the camera. So if you see us looking over here instead of over here, it's because like I think we're in shock seeing ourselves.
I'm not in shock.
And then I keep looking at you on the viewfinder,
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's it. Until next time, right? I always say on the podcast, until next time.
We'll be back with another video.
Bye, guys.